This is a rare instance where I wish I had 3 of these hats so I could wear all 3 of them because, well, 3 of these hats are needed because Sheldon Creed is mad, Austin Hill is mad, and more importantly, team owner Richard Childress is mad. Once again, the Xfinity Series delivers, but this specific race, the Martinsville Fall race in the Xfinity Series, always gets stupid chaotic. In the last 2 years, the stupid chaos has been due to teammate controversy. Of course, last year, Ty Gibbs already advanced to the Final Four, wrecked his teammate Brandon Jones, who needed a win to get into the Final Four, and there was that whole issue. Well, this year, the situation was there was a big wreck on the backstretch, 6 laps to go, and the longest red flag and the longest cleanup ever. Not literally, just it felt like it. But anyways, the front row is going to be Sheldon Creed and Austin Hill. Austin Hill, if he's not leading this race, he is in an extremely tight points battle. I'm talking 1 or 2 points between him and Cole Custer for the final spot in the Championship 4 at Phoenix next week. Sheldon Creed needs a win. Second place doesn't do anything. 40th place doesn't do anything for him. So he has to win this race or he is eliminated. Then there's this side situation. Sheldon Creed has already announced that he is leaving Richard Childress Racing at the end of this season. Austin Hill has already announced that he is at RCR, the same team, for the long haul. These two have been teammates all year. They've had one little incident, I think it was Bristol, but other than that, it's been pretty chill for the most part, I think. Nothing too egregious. Today, that all got undone. Thankfully, they only have to work together one more time for one more week. Well, it all came crumbling down for RCR. You have 2 cars on the front row. Surely you get the win. Nope. Sheldon Creed and Austin Hill, the teammates that I've just referenced, instead decided to just use each other up. I'll give you clips of the replay, just a few snippets. Right on the restart, Hill didn't get a great restart. Sheldon Creed was able to get to his outside, but Hill was able to keep him at bay. Ran him up the track just a tiny bit, nothing too egregious. Hill was clear off of 2, and then Sheldon Creed was going to try to bump and run him in 3. Said in his post-race interview he didn't want to tie Gibson, but did want to move him up the track to try to get the lead. And then, coming back into 3 and 4, Austin Hill still ahead. Sheldon Creed tries the same move, bumps him up the track, but this time is able to get side by side with him. Smoke coming off the cars, all this chaos happening. Hill gives him a little bit of a door bang here, and then Sheldon Creed misses turn 3, locks up the brakes. Hill rear ends him, loses his radiator, and then Justin Allgaier comes by and steals the win. Yeah, Richard Childress has got to be fuming, first of all. He's going to be the maddest in this situation because, 1, neither of his cars won. 2, neither of his cars made the championship race. And 3, what? What was that? Austin Hill was furious after the race, walked by the number 2 pit stall on his way into the garage, sarcastically clapping. Andy Petree, one of the higher-ups at RCR, went up and gave Sheldon Creed a good talking to, and Sheldon Creed kind of said something back. Obviously, as I said, with Creed leaving, and of course this being how it played out, no one's happy with each other right now. It's going to be a very awkward week. Thankfully, they only have to deal with each other for a week. And then Austin Hill after the race, I mean, Sheldon Creed defended himself, saying that I was fighting for a spot in the Final Four. My only option was to win. I was going to do whatever it took to win and get into the Final Four, and unfortunately, he fell short. And I kind of side with him. And he referenced the Ty Gibbs incident. He said, I could have easily just sent him through a turn. I could have wrecked him, wiped him out, but I didn't want to do that. And he said that he wanted to try to do it as clean as possible, but the fact of the matter is, it's Martinsville, it's a short track. This is the type of racing that happens. He had to try to bump him out of the way to get a win and get into the Final Four. And, well, that's what he tried to do, and unfortunately just couldn't get it done. And by the time he did make the pass, he missed the turn, and that was his defense. And it's an understandable defense. This format encourages this type of racing. It encourages someone moving their teammate out of the way to get a win in a must-win situation to get to the Final Four, whether it's a success or not. And Sheldon Creed tried. he failed, and it cost him a Final Four spot, and it also cost his teammate a Final Four spot. So on the selfish side of things, I don't see anything that Sheldon Creed did wrong. And honestly, on the team side, yeah, you're going to be mad at the end result, but how are you supposed to know how it's going to end up? I mean, hindsight's 20/20, and I can't really fault Sheldon Creed for trying here. I know there's going to be people mad at me for saying that, but the fact of the matter is Sheldon Creed was fighting for a Final Four spot. This format encourages this stuff. That's how it went down. As for Austin Hill, as I said, very mad, very pissed off. And after the race, he leaked Sheldon Creed's 2024 plans. Sheldon Creed has yet to formally announce his plans. There's been rumors, reports, speculation. Well, after the race, Austin Hill said, I cannot wait for him to leave RCR and go to Joe Gibbs Racing. So that confirms Sheldon Creed to Joe Gibbs Racing in 2024 in the Xfinity Series. But Austin Hill, I get why he's mad. He had a shot at the Final Four, and yeah, he got used up by his teammate. You were the leader on the restart, but you also used up your teammate. Now, Austin Hill did admit to this. He said, yeah, I ran him up the track a bit on that first turn on the restart and whatever, but if you're going to use up your teammate like that, force him up the track, bump him a bit, door him into 3 and 4, you can't be pissed off when he bumps you up the track. When he doors you, what you give is what you're going to get back. And I know that Sheldon Creed, even if he didn't get doored in 1 and 2 on the initial restart, he probably would have still moved him. But Austin Hill, you also did some of this. So, yeah, and as for his wreck at the end there, I mean, Creed just missed the turn. Austin Hill, nowhere to go. Broke his radiator and his car died and can't go anywhere. It caused a huge wreck, some big hits from like Jeb Burton and John Hunter Nemechek. But as I said, man, if you want my opinion on that, that's my opinion. I don't think either of them really did anything wrong necessarily. They're both fighting for a Final Four spot. Obviously, Austin Hill was not aware of the point situation. Austin Hill was not in a must-win either, but he knows that a win gets him in the Final Four. He doesn't know where the 0-0 is. He doesn't know what the 0-0 is doing to try to get to the Final Four, so he knows that a win is the safest option. As for Creed, he had to win. He had to do anything it would take to win. Fell short. As for your Final Four, here it is. Your Final Four is John Hunter Nemechek, no surprise there. Sam Mayer, who won last week, and of course the winner of this week, Justin Allgaier. We haven't even talked about him other than just mentioning his name that he won. Yeah, we've seen JRM teammates really throw away wins due to each other this year, but finally they got to be on the receiving end of someone else throwing away a win. How about that? And then Cole Custer, he sneaks into the Final Four by reversing past the line as his car was on fire. Thanks for watching this video. We got a Cup Series race and an F1 race tomorrow. We're going to talk about both of them. As for now, I'm going to edit this video, get it up, and watch the World Series. Go Rangers.